Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. You know that one track you've played literally 100 times, but somehow it never ever loses its magic? Seriously, think about the last song you just absolutely obsessed over. You probably looped it until your friends literally begged you to turn it off. So why do we do that? Why do we replay songs when we already know every single note? You'd think if we knew exactly what was coming, we'd just get bored, right? Well, today we're going to demystify the cognitive science behind exactly how your brain processes these musical patterns. To build our understanding step by step, here's our roadmap. We'll hit the mystery of replays, how the brain predicts patterns, balancing familiarity and surprise, emotion and memory, and finally, the timeless music formula.
So part one, the mystery of replays. It's really a constant, fascinating conversation between your brain and the track.
You know, we often assume hitting replay is just this passive copy-paste loop, like you're just hearing the exact same thing over and over. But actually, listening is an incredibly active process of discovery. Every time you hit repeat, you're actually uncovering hidden layers in the music that you totally missed on the first listen. Okay, picture this. Imagine walking past a familiar chai spot, maybe near Sadar. The very first time, you just take in the big picture, right? The stall, the smell, the busy crowd. But on your 10th pass, your brain doesn't need to process those basics anymore. So your freed up attention starts catching these beautiful, tiny details, like the exact rhythm of the pour or the specific shape of the cups. Music works the exact same way. The song doesn't change at all, your attention does. Moving on to part two, how the brain predicts. This is all about why your mind keeps returning to that one specific melody. So here's how your brain actually operates when a beat drops. First, the music establishes a pattern. Almost instantly, your brain turns into this little prediction machine, guessing what's going to come next. Then, the music confirms that prediction, which gives you this awesome hit of satisfaction. But here is where the real magic happens. The music slightly twists the outcome. It's kind of like packing for a trip where knowing the destination saves you energy. Your brain uses this exact loop to find deep comfort in organized expectations.
As cognitive scientists put it, the brain absolutely loves making sense of patterns, but it also thrives on having its expectations gently adjusted. The key takeaway here is that familiarity essentially hands your brain a map. It frees up your cognitive energy so you can actually enjoy the textures and the emotional nuances, instead of, stressing over where the beat is going. Now, there is a catch. If a song is way too predictable, you get bored and tune out. But if it's too chaotic, you just get frustrated. Think of a really good joke, or maybe a door that resists just a tiny bit before swinging open. A truly great track has to live right in that sweet spot, dead center between obvious and chaotic, to give you that satisfying payoff. This creates a phenomenon known as an edited prediction. Your brain makes a confident guess, but the song refines, redirects, or just slightly delays it. It creates this incredibly satisfying puzzle where you're thinking, okay, I saw that coming, but not exactly like that. And man, that specific feeling is exactly what rewards your attention and keeps you hooked. It's actually a perfect supply and demand system. Everything your brain biologically craves perfectly matches the toolkit of a master producer. You want comfort? The music gives you a stable structure. You crave surprise? The track throws in a little twist. You want recognition? The song drops in those familiar sonic landmarks. It's literally everything your brain wants, handed right to it. All right, part three, balancing familiarity and surprise. Basically walking the line between the known and the totally new. There's this absolutely brilliant rule in audio production. The ear hears similarity, but the mind hears context. Think about it. A repeated chorus might look totally identical on sheet music, but hitting that chorus after a whisper-quiet verse compared to hearing it right after a screaming intense bridge, it completely changes the emotional weight of those exact same notes. It's a lot like riding a swing. The predictable, back-and-forth pattern makes you feel secure. You know you aren't going to fall off. But the changing energy, those slight variations in height or speed with every single push, that is what makes the ride thrilling. The pattern is really just the platform. It's the surprises that make it feel alive. Which brings us to part four, emotion, memory, and meaning. This is what happens when a song becomes a literal container for your life. Up until now, we've talked a lot about structure, but to truly master this explainer, we have to talk about time. See, a song is like a doorway you walk through every single day. The physical doorframe hasn't changed a bit, but the emotional history attached to it changes daily.
The memories of the specific people you were with, the conversations you've had right there, they make that doorway entirely unique to you.
For example, in Pakistan, that one specific song played at a mehendi, or maybe during a late-night drive to Seaview, it carries the beat right alongside the memory of the room and the people in it. This is exactly why hearing a track years later hits you so incredibly hard. It brings back the physical structure of the music, totally interwoven with the ghost of the exact moment it entered your life. And finally, part 5, the timeless music formula, designing songs specifically for human attention.
Let's pull all these clues together. The ultimate anatomy of a legendary, timeless song requires a few key things: a clear structure so your mind follows easily, repetition so you can navigate and return, controlled variation to keep you totally alert, and emotional contour, meaning the song is actually going somewhere, memorable landmarks your brain can store, and layered details so every repeated listen reveals something new. Great music isn't just some magical random accident, it's a brilliant design crafted perfectly to hack human attention.
So now that we've moved past vague words like catchy, I want you to try a little experiment today. Put on your absolute favorite track right now, listen closely, and ask yourself, what is this music predicting and how is it surprising me? I promise you, you'll never hear your favorite song the exact same way again.